Friday breaking news. It's Friday morning, the Friday. Say Abusua said Dawson. Abusua said Dawson. Someone say no guys. Okasi here people in NDC. Our boy is a concert we actually man for say ye two Abusuapanin man for celebrate here. We na no one was say the two Abusuapanin. Enti mo obi a infinity. Mama mo celebrate ni na o do won koso. Na we nya yi a ekosi say.
Send any that when you bought channels I must say over subscribe Eddie Mama nothing so wa click a notification bell no say basa na update bia no wona wodi kan a wonsa ebe kan full video no so nyina wi ana wa kire wadwen e wo comment section no Eddie amai na mebe ma ye bekin kan e no Eddie ama fefefe kra na ene video bia e trend on social media no eso no bi na Ghana if yakwakofa ye de e ba be dan mo nti ensem rekra na nyina enkwai enkohwe video yi bi emfa mbra na ye ba be kire yadwen Eddie afa ho
me frɛ no was it produce any video that na we social media so as we social media so we video that na me kra me da enye big deal o se nya de
wow
they no mo Friday breaking news. It's Friday morning, the Friday. Say Abusua said Dawson. Abusua said Dawson. Someone say no guys say there. Ah na Mr. Les o ka sembi. O si afeni ya hyase. No ka sam Mr. Les o kra ha adwene. Ade ye fese sitwa. O si afeni ya hyase. But we the end we make bi. Enko be bia social media we dey say obi bet my ye social media. Enti am for bet my bi. Enti won dey nya de a enko be bia. Omo have fun. Enti mo obi a infinity. Mama mo celebrate ni na o do won koso. Na we nya yi bia ekosi sen. Ekosi be bia.
Okay. Yeah, brother. For see a fin when yes, Ghana be the brutal na e
Salas. If you come say I dey be so sika. O say be there. Na hello. Na see ade. Na because when they say you know, ade am ko ye, o dey ade am ko ye. Me only for me feel bad man ya poku.
Na ka me ba bebisa wonim senka ne ho question ba bebisa say so hu se wabusuafo akotena honom eti se ofaya poku na utie ofaya poku nsem bia okekan ya how did you feel
na me kan nya se okotena ho nko akwa se Abusuapanin kan temegu so wo Abusuapanin wo nua ye wo ayipa na se ka bibia ne ho dodo no na ne ho to no wi a ye bon so ede hie in this case no na wo mo side na wo mo side. So we almost had the send your cognano ebetua. Said the only medivi. Only medivi. No, you want freedom. Because I see, I know you're this year. I was a penny now, you're way, no, see, on any moya. Now, so almost say that. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, who's walking saying now, we knew the walk, we knew the way. Upon I don't think say, well, okay. Me and more fun. But the same way I can't, I know. Ana when I mean and I can say when you na chire na no obia ni wo busa se na nkora nkora mo tsen no ya nkora ma ko 11 no before we dey ban nkora so the youngest girl was 3 years until they ye na nkora no so dey no nipa na mo ko no mansia te say mansia no dey na mo ye because na ham kakra no awo ya poku una wo sie selumba ya wodehie no wa me I know say na only ya kada and the meaning ina afen selumba kura wuye no unso wuye na munyanya na wotwe no Abusuapanin ko eko nkran ya poku no we Abusuapanin kura friends o mesi mi enko o so ni lole fe wo fa say wo friends o mesi mi enko o so ni lole fe wo de beko na we say we fancy I would don one no wu a we share crown turn am fan ko say no dey anko me wa say me be nyina no no oba na net no oba na ka wonsia ya me say ya poku e offer wa friend da ko kra busan say na nkra no kra ho tsen wa ka bi da okay bi da enti na wo say ko ye Abusuapanin na woni agina wo gina ho no wo be ma ye Abusuapanin I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You make some concept. No, we say be a joke. Be a nipe joke. We say be a dia agrobi. Agrobi ni yedi. Social media for the omo. Omo de omo yo mojuma. Na wa we Abusuani no. O de meche. Enti sa nkole ya o ye fesa wona nanu ya de ade. Enti ubetimi nyame boa na se sase no sitwa. Uti beti na kwacha wom. Untimi. Oh, now we have a coconut crown, I can know. Said that's a crown, no, the fancy be ma other side. Come in town be a mini could say what I'm the brony and colano. Today they are more dobroni bibia. It mean I'm on colano. Let's do brony, you're 2 of you. And why homeless, when we repeat. That's on colano da bontia. And you offer your pocono, what is another? Send you the mouth.
No, my worry, and let's say me share their course so Fiona winner. I'm like their course winner is because of Odobronyo.
Annie.
Their course so near Abusuapanin problem when no is because of Odobroni. I don't understand though. And Abusiano, I won't pay that lumba man now on Odobroni because when you if you should ask me, so Odobroni kwana 7 ni who he was same way more. And Kolano so that lumba mojano so.
And then you know, according to the animal family, almost more canal American because you know, according to Akosia the best friend Georgina na okochite mubi no according to no o still must open kola bebe because ne ma wo kase open kola bebe o den kola na ba ni wuko na mo yan kola ni se kola no okofa ba be yede mo se mo de share no on se ne wo se bo yan kola ti se kola no kra no a ya tete o mo ni nyina man ka oni mo nka ho asem mo nye press conference en ka ho asem This uncle who Yamwana. And the one of performance from Magna. Nina say, see, Yeska. No, sir, Mammy, she the Della ways the Gonina, Mamma. They say it was so far. Oh, Piano said, Yama Japan, Yama ye. I never could know. A Japadia, the Danny Namawa, a Dano, maybe I'm in pop, Kinside Kaka, Medano, Kakre, in our better. You one night, a Dano's crying to them, at any age of a commodity. I was a so. But any money number was watching when no. Or the channel. No more tits, and I say Japanese said the Mawa, or people say Lumba Japadi. You know, ye. And the other took more fighting for Japadi and I said, no, dear. And Lumba, dear. Oh, now there was a penny why he answer Casa was see media Japadiano and Yen and Madia. I don't bet you know. That's why they're Yen and Madia. Call a couple dear.
I said, me there, who meet you?
Oh, depends on maybe I'm or do to.
Because Abusuapanin pan. Who should the genesis of the problem till and now you ask yourself, Abusuapanin pan, Bonnie Bay pan, Abusuapanin. Why you want same way to the extent say you say you too. What has it done?
Debbie, I'm about to the question about my answer. Me say, according to Brimpoma. So me taka pa Brimpoma say ye ni bibia kama ye kon kran no ene no ma sesan eti Brimpoma e dia adamu ye ama ne sesan ye ne timuko time Abusuapanin eno ntia ne bibia ntia nse mo ne kan ye no odun kran no ohun se o ye say enye o da me che no eno ntia ne bibia ntia e de no ai e sha se o se o ye koda o kantam e ke koda nam ho de nananom be ka no ene ebetie eso kan also no person okra we ase odi wachi okase se odi obi we achi ton do gina finfin nze dan number ka no ene obetie enya no tie ena wo se mo ntia ase ene ye de be court no so okay the court be ka no ye de be adwuma se court ka se we yira oni ne de oni the court be ka ne de be adwuma ye court de na court kan enya na wo de adwuma enti tani mu ase a mo ka se Abusuapanin agu abusuan ni maso no e de ni mu ase odi go abusuan no ana e pese mu e de mu ase ben ana o mo nka enu gwase ben ino de go busia enu gwase ben o ma chana wa yake wa semi ya ma chana yake wa semi embra lumba wuye no first interview awe o say lumba no phobia ho to mo phobia ho aso ka yin no first interview e den na fe de o de hie yakosie no o pe bia yakosie na o pe bia yakosie na yeden nipa wo mfa no ho no bi yakosie de o de yede ye na wo twe wa ankobi na asem bi ni wa mba koso mutu o mu ni lumba ntini ye dada ensi ano mo se mo kope nano mama chana o de nano de yede dina o de ye awa ko franco force okasi ye bibi ni ndc awa bayi sa concert we acha man force ye tu Abusuapanin man force celebrate a wo gina o nu hu a wo sere se de tu Abusuapanin
Mimi, thank you. Great.
Then you was a penny. And now I'm say, oh, here no. My channel on Penasum. Somebody can't cause here no, and yet Mama China, mamma, with another breaking news. And then one back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, then one back. Yeah, with another breaking one back. I'm so, yeah,
so you're aware of what is going on.
I mean, I don't know, but so yeah, aware, so I know, no, I don't say because but the chances of Prohina Sama, Kado and Konya. Some of my own me who say, Senor, my baby, so my mini about on your bushani. Is that yes, I leg up Romka? Some of Moka. And there be no office here or shut up no person here no here promotion. I don't know because the Koya a dear party. And I'm saying Nana Canina, Nana can. A dear party womb. So see a trouble shop in Yakofa and Kofa, you work of fat. Mama, Siphon say, Mama Hennes and Mama, you know, oh no, Sama, because Mama Hennes, or no crano, or no, ye, who's on your henny, on your henny. A old man and your friend saying, no more for you, would you almost. Oh, your henny. What I mention? I'm on your henny. And on also crown. Or be any what you didn't see on, no be amped, because I am Papa Abusia and a Sabusawi. Papa Busia, as Santa Mano, Papa Busia, and your Busia. And I want. And you want to cry when the was I, and there's a 23. The idea. Oh, and the Domoka Canina, I want to join them somewhere here for I have been over Amokotu, or Amokotu, I was opinion. I mean, Mr. Captuno cry, and Tuno, a social media. Mamma, social media, and yet in Tuno, a social media. I want the Omadi say, I say, I'm almost I say, I'm going to him. I'm going to with your penny. Sorry. And the end of my action be and go for no disappointed. I'm not for your music. And the time we show a crave me say yes, I show no money. All the mature, no more celebrity. Now if it's can be energy, and yeah,
Wow. Offer. Yeah, that's meaning say omo was so be what question be baby sir. Yeah, papa, because me at this point they me the whole thing me just because one say and then you be sir offer your poku said oh then patcho me more let me and then me more voice bia and can me person me bo interview yeah be sir say celebration of life no yeah omo no mo ya na say Mami Akosia, he wants to take Mami Akosia out of it, but all the narrative on social media and also just say and confirm Mami Akosia and a celebration of life in such that or no chronic ding near the two and to and see at the end of the day no I the whole thing no I be and send be
and no crown social media for you can to money by any whom I'm to man. Social media, Abusuapanin bang in or seen to my contract to make a home. And social media for a celebration of life. Now, my dear, I will also somebody I will also say more Muslim celebrity panel. Mono, Modica didn't the can some be a change upon a reader. On them, and the Anokas Yapokuno on Pelumbasum. On Pelumbasum. So some Yaka dada, and I need to go with opinion. I'm Yaka dada. So Limba Nibabu Chim and 1 minute or Nibabu Chin, we need the Columbus Onion view. Coba and Constantum come in or Hanako window, said you, and just say, into no problem that on the machine, away son. Because I wouldn't say the only and for Subia, for Subian, so I dare we for Subian. So. And me say, Sabus now we own, let me lose Patomo Papa. But on my disappointing me, papa. I don't mind. It's a moment to go. And I must go to Ubusuapanin. And my first social media for some Western Uncle go to Ubusuapanin. Near Tramble, you to know behind. I don't know. I will be asking Musa and I will cry. I ask some.
Now, offer me person me bisa say. Bese me bisa say you can say Abusuapanin or say asem no like how was he feeling?
And I can say social media for you in your what's him in the baby club, you know. On one shampoo, that I know why busy power baby. So say then no course on it. Jono krano no e busy or honum to krano kasakete because baby dinner and ya dear you no anya imano on na fancy o say time so say so reply I will reply o o dem chan time so say so reply o you know anya big deal via man sa en fa na ho sa anya na sam sa on say social media for na yo masem sanity ali aja de na
people most of the time are not happy with what we are doing. Any day sana ebeba. In terms of for me pamucho. Yenkosa na yen tap screens. And that's a way you can support the show. Okay. When you tap the screens, people get to see us. Mr. Alex Mpacho, I don't know if you can get Abusuapanin banner back on track for us. I'll be very glad if you will have him come join us. In terms of Mpacho tap screens, so that they don't take our life in Pamucho. Okay. And the people that keep reporting our lives, so Nyapopo. Because I don't know what are we doing wrong. I was for Moye said Moye Abusuapanin because of Elder Bonity, you want to crucify Abusuapanin to the extent that the position cry you take it from him. It's for me Mpamocho. You tap his screens. Now I know you guys love us and we love you equally. Thank you. You've even taken us right now to 43k. Nyankopon shamo pam. Pacho yenko so an share live no for other people to join us. I'm going to pick a few people to come and then share their opinions, and then we'll get all the people back on track, and then we will not stop. We are not stopping, no. We are not stopping, no. Pacho, we are not stopping. Nothing. Nothing is going to stop us from doing this good work that we are doing. In Team Pamucho. Yen tap it. Okay. I pitch up for Pacho Akwaba. Of course,
hey
Abusuapanin, please kindly come in.
Yes, alright.
Check your
Yes,
text
dear.
message. Right. Check your message.
Okay. Abusuapanin, to make us
Beton kapa.
okay. Me pacho, mawano koma me. And now a question and answer, what is it, middle?
Na mi wadwuma kra na mete se ne nkrofu di omo ye kwa na mani pa kra ra ho kwa me ba kra mantumi andidi o me wira ho ba de wa na ya be chechire mu di amani pa nya avem anti yo se ya timi on se ne ma pa fi soro betimi asan nti ero na ama ni pe yenyen da so kakra
Bema pa now, and I'll cast our from sana.
sa nya agro
Oh, and then which part of it now more I basa say?
se won se mi wadwuma mu na mene ma me ba ko no so ye timliga wife fo ni bi mpanfo ni na mo ho sa na wa ba se what de aba na de na aba aye tumu nipa no na mo se na wa na etu no sa mo de tan bia mo di first na mo akwa na mo di mlika mo per ba bia mbekọ akogya mo na nkra mo nya bi ane ye wo ho enti mo ntimi ntu be wo so hwe ye tu no na ve mi konko so me TikTok nko hwe aye deja ba bia be fa bia le na wa sa
You killed Abusuapanin.
video juma me ye kura me wira hosa me dia ro wa betre fia ba na na ba ye dia ma ye se avim na ba kakra
Vim number one.
yeah
It's true, cry, no shaking. Now let's say no vagawaya. It is true. At least I think say me right from the get go, you should know say the stance on which Abusuapanin opinion. You know say a social media na behind all this. The people on social media no and omotai kofwechi no moye de moye. So you know say definitely no. Media news saying shut down ko baby asa.
Sorry, won say ade we omo aye te said omo akwacha na akofa ne ma na osika beba. Uga ma ko betu sika pa say ye channel good omo akofa ba ne ma de omo beto bi. Because omo betu tu sika na kese pa.
Oh, middle Lydia.
Bishop
Yes, omo bo abenko ankura ne fufu o nti anya agro.
Bishop nyamishira. Is that right here? What time na boss say?
Ghana.
Aye.
About 11:47.
Me ba cho frɛ nana hema mama why?
Okay.
Frɛ nana hema. Ati for ba jo munya abotre ma why? The show no ye be mama bam na eno alete bi ekɔ odobronyi fie. Na ye wo nana hema a o no wa aye pese ye ne no atwetwe nkomo. Eti is that why ba cho nya time na frɛ nana.
They say, Mr. Les, how I preach is available. Oh God.
Me ba jo say
They say how I pray says she's available to join us on this show like this evening.
Unse ene ya sheda back to back ye kwa santema ye kotie ene me say wo de oda sora me catch us Ghana e beye de bruta na otwi obi say nyame ya doma nka Saturday de ombeye no emaye ene de omkoye wo honom no bibia ni hosa na hu hia kura se omoye sa de no na e won susanso nti ne compare for nti atiefo mo fan chair said sometimes no na ye gi information na ye bebre mo fan chair na hema wa ha na yenti de empanyfo nso so eka empanyfo se ka kum ye gene kwaku anum matranse ama sandema ni na ebu mo be sandema o mi free sandema na mi bu be na we bacho we no na this hour no crab na me so me yusu bi we ai mi bube ankasa enti we dey sta ko so mesere mo na sta wa he bacho obetimi ene nana hema abonkomo a ngebe boa ye pa ene yenhwe se obi si sandema asante sandema ai we dey sandema asante ana sandema asante sandema menye interview no So I'm but also menyana. Sa, who's sand madie? Ah, okay. Mesre. Nana him and Pacho Aquaba.
Yeah, Alex.
Na
It's
Johannes.
your phone in also.
Yeah, Joe, so Johannes. Nana him went 17 or that. That would be my feedback.
But
yeah, mute why? Let's just mute.
Bacho, Nana Bacho, Wadaroma. And no, I could hear some of the letter Biaba. Na minim se letter no na wanya biaken kaya.
The only call do bruni fie no.
Bacho ai.
Makaimu.
Nice.
Nana
ohene na ni din wo so no se Bacho why na send this letter na de ma odobroni.
Nipa o send a letter no your friend no mo gbobu lomo. Ono na ye the high priest for Nungwa's 2 lands. It's more like the spiritual authority over land BIA within Nungwa's 2 jurisdictions.
Okay. Nana hema ntiase anya adwuma nyina ne se omo ntiase se abusuapanyin sie da dumba woni fie. Nana hema nkranfo munsie ni pa ofiana.
Me pacho debi. Nkranfo ensie ni pa ofie. Nkranfo normally really frown on sa adeno. Inti omo designated areas purposely for burial. Say traditional heads or Christians or Muslim, so they are designated areas stools for burials. And non say obi intimi ensi obi ofie. It is not a dear yafuaso. But if at any point it has to happen there are customary laws that govern that kind of action and things I to say traditional priest no a year and now in for almost more rule or more play before that thing will be permitted. Is that what you say?
Siapa nana masase no na ahemfo ne dia na se o man komfo ne dia because let we dey from man komfo no na eba.
Okay, no and cry for you were 2 rulers. Oko and crying town bia say na Indra na me state say ye hano a town bia is like an independent state. Unlike Asante Menwa Obia Eshe Utumfo Aseno. Ahane de Obia de ne ho. And Obia ne nkofo. Inti baby abeko bia no. There are 2 rulers. Working hand in hand. When I'm say in time past, yeah, nanom breast when it is said say you free Nigeria near dia hano. Those times not and crying for you near him for. We were led by our priests. We say ye practice it to Israel amamre. Until we were led by priests. Until priest na edi a kind will be BM until somewhere along the way na ye be introducing a handful.
Nana moko pie mu alata ya wana because in Nigeria.
Sana yate.
Okay, to move alata ya one bae.
Pepe. Enya ho ya nseto ho se nkranfo ankasa no ye life no ayete say journey. Enti ye be kase na ye be free Israel ebi mo say yɛkɔ Sudan, yɛkɔ Ethiopia, ebi mo kɔ Mali, ebi mo be play Nigeria, ebi mo be play Togo, ebi mo de be play Ghana kra no, ebi mo ka Togo. Nti kɔ Togo there is a place I refer Aneho ye crime for leaders na baako. Ono de ya ye kandi agro say oduru ono no nya igbe ni baako ko bia no fefe na ndi o say e de menya ndi mo chibium.
Ayeka. Na me kura nka me ma bio. Me kura nka ho na me no be wie. Oba kokko ba mu a
no. Ono de ka Togo enti no ye di festivals na kra wa ha wi a Togo for so di omo de the same homo into kohwa obi wo na obi no wo Togo aye fe na ayele e fe na jete e fe na say ni na mo ni na aye enkranfo a omo ka ho. It's the life of gas, and as a Gadangbis is like the life of a traveler. So we have moved from one place to the other, one settlement to the other. Until Amantiba no say Ghpagetv, Israel, Egypt, Ethiopia, Sudan. So they are always on the move. Into Nigeria was one of the places that finally you did settle Ghana. Back to the question. Naturally say, now we were led by priests. Along the way, and I introduced the chieftaincy system. The role of the chief, and I said the king, and the role of the priest, two separate roles, but one cannot work without the other. Priest, okay. Priest, the spiritual head. A band of customary and I said traditions and traditional rituals, any idea or lady in the performance of those things. And the chief basically does the administration side of taking care of the people. They work hand in hand for the good of all. Okay. When we come to the letter 9, a survey, it is from the right source. Because Babu Lomon, he is the priest oversee Nungwa's 2 lands. So meaning say this is a matter of a spiritual matter. It is a found office. So that is how come he issued that letter.
That's it. Nana hima ne mimisa we yate gamanche. Yate gamashi. Nana media for mani so say the brother that latter ya obefra. Nti say brother atima.
Latter the history. Gamanche oye the traditional ruler, chief and as a king or govern a section of gas. Omo udu se obakra udu to say art center. Udu art center now for high street. So they call Danceman, Choko, Jamestown, Kolebu, those areas they are believed to be under Gamanche. It is believed, they say, when the Europeans came, now slavery, slave trade, that was where they stopped. That was where almost ships, a docky or decky, how to call it. Yes, so they faced the right side, which is towards Sa Gamashi or side, And for them to have a common ruler over all the people, where they don't have to be dealing with one town leader to the next, then they formed like a union, and as a one chief over, one king over all the people around there. So that's basically Gamashi. At a point, I think the whole Ghana was serving under Gamashi, just to make administrative duties easier between Yeni and Brofono. But somewhere along the way, Ebimugeni independence, which is from Osu backwards, into Osu La, Tishi, Nungwa,
tema boom independent states obia wanehene and they are on the same leverage with the government.
I see. Nana ye kwada sore nra ayi ye hu ya ne se let a frigamashi se ayi ulomo se ayi abitu. Nana date also ayi wrong. Almost date no ayi the 13th ye Friday but almost also 3 days. Abusuapanin emra. Na ye bisa wo se enkranfo se ho ton safre wo the priest no ehonoma what do you do? And I say in cases like this no what are you supposed to do?
You are supposed to honor the invitation. You are supposed to honor it, and you are supposed to respond to the invitation. But the purpose of the invitation has been stated, which they mentioned. They want to question him concerning burial in the residence of Lumba. And from my findings, then the baby Lumba Fiwono is under Nungwastu. And it is seen as, I don't want to use the word abomination, but it is kind of a big deal.
Okay.
Say without involving the traditional, the custom ruler of that area. One of the reasons is that aside the communicable diseases, and Cranford believes the dead and the living should not live together. And if by any chance something like that has to happen now, there's the involvement of the traditional leaders, is supposed to come in on what we call kusum. Asante akanfo be friend amamre on baby gunsa on beba niema or spiritually, just to make sure not just the house but the people in the area are also secured. Whether you are renting or musi ni pane there and I say ni pane wish OJ the government permits now, the traditional authorities and as a traditional council, they have the final say to give you the go ahead to perform the burial in the residence. And if they did not seek that permission, they are then to cry for to be honest with you, it's a big deal.
Nana wadaruma East Legon ho side no. Eye nungwa na teshia na se osu na se labadi for ana la for dia.
Mr. Drame can say in Cranford we have your boundaries bobo. And I wouldn't want to go too much into that because a lot of people may not agree with me. But from what I know, East Legon, la any nungwa. And some people from Nungwa will say the whole East Legon is for Nungwa. Some people from La Subeka say the whole East Legon is for La. And then some will also say almost share boundaries because East Legon is Eson, and then it keeps extending into depending on the exact location. So how I will put it is that it's for both La. A portion is for La 4, a portion is for Nungwa 4.
Na me shira na hima ayi nana wadaruma hwade we say oman hene o ni na himfie oman komfo so wona ti se asem we si na se ye de me ko oman komfo na me hwe na honom no ebia no krentimi na dia na me ko oman hene ankasa ho a what will happen?
Oman komfo na ceremony o. But Omai Hene and so irrespective the office of Omai Comfort. So Omai Hene na ebi a wo pese also ko cheche wasem mu wo na ono so bam before a obekọ Comfort. beko ulomo. And it could be done. Say open say call my honey ho. Say be a make church means say this is what is happening. And then make sure so no logically no. If open say we BB or a place like that, you need to honor both people. Yeah, custom ne dey sanity. And shada wo call back one call back or na back could take offense. For this particular matter, you can go to Omarhen, so also the was better than him, say, or no, your mind, maybe I will be an advice and I say, oh, best friend, say, on Chiro say, fine bench and and I say, how to go about it. Now, I was saying the burial is a big deal for and crying for because there are even seasons in our Yedie Homo festival now. There are some of the seasons through that a month be wa yen fa ifunu kramba kru ifunu na oba be ye no akosie no we musie no kra no. It does not happen.
I see.
Yeah, yes, and untina places like transitions, any funeral homes, like funeral homes, the transitions. If you find out or realize say the traditional councils permitted them to set up those homes, See the during the times now those areas can be used for such purposes. And some areas, but they were not. They didn't happen like that. A lot of customary rituals had to take place there, from the killing of cows and sheep to pacify the land, purify the land, and a whole lot schnapps and idea, papai, and a whole lot before the people got the permission to even lay an axe on the ground, say to foundation for the purpose that they are using it for now. When it comes to if now you see will fear there, a year and crying for my American son, say high priest and one now will conform anymore. And I saw now where or betting me make a big deal out of it.
Nana, say yes, see for no 3 months cranny. Adaka no cry, you might grant me financial. Nana, he must say, if you nipper visa a dinner, say, because Abusuapanin de Mramu dear YBBI, Mram Bibia were following the procedure, but culturally, no, and there's a gap. But Abusuapanin a dinner, obitimene, ulomo, no, aye.
No, dear, mean to me, ya no ma bulomo. I am not in a position to say, betting me actually, like I have no idea. They are betting me, even though, no, say, nipa. As human as we are, no, I dare be anyone dialogue into me solve it.
Matthias, I also be actually was your class back door. Yeah, dear, I won't say a question, dear. A chief won't Nana, you be sabi. Nana, Madame Fubasa, Nino. What the make of court to say, be a say, not on the letter, Bremena, me call for man. Letter Mensanka. Abusuapanin on tea is legal. If you are Casa will come. Abusuapanin ya letter bia. Ain't you say no obetimi afa ne say nya letter bia na onte de akobia na.
In this year era of information technology, letter is circulating on social media. It can be perceived as say ohun ya abusuani bia hu ne ba bia hu aya catcher no. It's not something that I would say Abusuapanin should run from, because Crime 4 as peaceful as Crime 4 and Crime 4 penny papa. That is why Accra is what it is. And Crime 4 brutal. As much as they are like that, be a very big deal out of this matter, and we wouldn't want to go into that. Now, one of the reasons why is the fact that we as Gans ourselves, so I'll share the few information here, media we are, but who say and Crime and Kasano, we are not united. Who say yes, and Krankasano, there's a lot of power play, there's a lot of who came first, who owns this place, who does this, who is supposed to do this, who has the right to this, who is an overlord, who is an over chief, who is an over king. It's all over. me as Ohema and in Ukraine, sometimes it saddens me when I get on social media and I see the division. Now, following Daddy Lumba case way over this period, I know that this is not an area Ghana should even get into. Because it also the another kind of division. Try solving already, no. That's one of the main reasons why I came in to explain things. Now, the other reason is the fact that say you invite to I think say you should go. Not necessarily say the fact say what corner chair say it's going to end bad, but as far as the person who has sent the invite is a legitimate head or is in a legitimate position to question you, know, the invite has to be honored. There are ways it can be. About it, like somebody said, these things are not things I will disclose online. There are ways that about it. There are people you can go to. There are people you can bring in to lead, and then you just take a step and it will be cleared.
Na nye na kabnim se nkranfo mo te brofo sagura de nyame na na hema brofo ja atefo ene mo na ye program no na hema yisu me brofo baako ye pon amekwa kwaje dwan wo wa yisu brutal the whole Ghana me nkwa na me use Ghana be the brutal but na ya me esha na ye ne atefo na ye program na ntime jai na omo so kwashi be mo bisa ma Mr. Free Noel ba cho bram.
Yo, Alex Medase. Nana hima there was no adaje enra mekanipa itie wo. And come on, your deal was very informative. Yes, yeah, for me empire in the sense about Nana hima because in the obe fidi so obe cheshin me brain ti ni di kan and see. Me wo insem you know ebisa. I have two questions to ask you. The first question has to do with, if I got you right, you mentioned that even though Abusuapanin could have gotten the permit from the state or from the government to bury DL in his house, but he also needed a permission from the, call it the spiritual whatever lord or the chief to be able to, from the Ghana and son with me see edition or in this case, I want you know what are the consequences. Say beer, then you say a pina swan. What are some of the assumption? How you estimate say beer the man when negotiations don't go well?
Oh, assumption the bano ya mamre ni mama. Whether Ukraine or Ukraine, you say the kota you fine.
Okay.
The kota what you be fined with, I have no idea. But in the kota say you'll be fined. And it is, I think, say the municipal assemblies are not working hand in hand with the traditional councils on these things. In Tiamanko, you're very ignorant of these things. And at the end of the day, be innocently, no akunya assemble said the Abusuapanin because there are customary laws that govern this kind of thing we are discussing now. And rather for the traditional councils. Intinonka okoya abayimu die no na nkete so omutimi trend say we ya ete say wo ye nkranfo asanse wo de pickers si so na say ye chewa otu ugina ho abo na asafo hene bia ba say masa aha now this pickers say no bet ya 2000. That's just by the way.
Yes.
That's just by the way. But yes, but when it comes to a funeral day, yes, it's a big deal. The big deal is the fact to say, before a funeral assassination, there are rites that has to be performed. Rites has to be performed before the mortal remains will be put there. And then we believe in Christ. We are very spiritual people. We are highly spiritual. We believe in the spirit of the person buried there, moving around, and I said doing something. So the Ulama wants to make sure say you tighten every corner and the place is peaceful for where the person is buried and the people around at large. You know, that's mainly the reason.
Nti wey me question edi kan no ne toso me say me 2 questions. Ne toso me no I would like to know, say, as far as your knowledge is concerned, is it the first time I'm out to say yes COB ni fee? Is it the first time I like such a news getting to you and I say but you had a way to one question in I send back but I say is it the first time I'm out to say yes COB ni fee now a pen but you had a way to resolve the issue?
And not the first time, but
okay.
This is Daddy Lumba we are talking about. This is one of the things that people should be mindful of when they are discussing Daddy Lumba. They say they should know they are not discussing an ordinary Ghanaian. You know, when I watch people insult and talk about him anyhow, it's really sad. He was not an ordinary Ghanaian. And Accra, upon a brow, from Achimota to Tantra Hills to all the places you can name before he even moved to East Legon. It's not the first time. Even traditionally in the past long time ago, but there was a new law that moved burials from homes. It's not the first time. The second one was. Now there was a second question.
Oh no, maybe yeah. Wow, you've answered my questions. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, me show pa. Sister Kosi mbacho obi o question obi me abisa nana.
Okay, say ye de ya bekem na sama betu nti wo say ye bisa.
Aye, internet na drop you bia no. Mbacho question obi me show.
Me question no sir. Ye po East Legon ho na me so East Legon wa na me woni bi. Ye hu say musiem e wo East Legon ho na. It's not far from Lumba Fie ho na.
Okay.
Na ye bisa say tomu kosie obi e wo sa amusie no nso a every time no e wo esan say wo krom ni nti no e wo say ye frɛ ahemfo e bo mamane te ye besie obi e wo ho sa ne omo kana che say Gazameni cemetery na no nso isanda Nungwa. I don't know if it's under Nungwa. Into my question is omu besie obi anytime e wo ho a e wo say omo bo ahemfo amane say ye besie obi e wo ho ansa na omo sie nipa no nso ana
Nipa cho there be. In my earlier submission, me refer to transitions, me refer to Lashibi funeral homes. Gethsemane was an exception, but it is still part. Whatever Abamre to say ye wo Gethsemane no oma ye dada before the whole place started operating. Because an individual's business, Gethsemane a private cemetery, if I'm right. A private cemetery. Until before a Nippon Crampo will be permitted to perform that kind of business on that land. No? All these things are done. Now we know. Yeah, almost higher than a job. Until a lot of people don't see. Until now the time they will do these things, but people who have lived in Accra, have businesses, most of them know about these customs and traditions. I mean, so we actually say, oh, the kwata nina is the money. It's not. It's not. Ahia. So it's not the money. It's just people making sure say we are holding our tradition, and then we are also guiding our communities.
Okay, so I don't know if I can also ask my question.
Go ahead.
Okay. I think my first question is it confirmed say Abusuapanin wanya saje wenina ana say there would have been a way obeye but anya public amanko for ante ena akobani say ena another thing so say I think this education and then this information you are giving to us right now is very important. I think say and your man nkofo bebre ne bia na amonhye da enim. So enti senka banesa nka me de me feel senka ne kwan so eno no. However, is it right say mobetu obi akọ baby amokọ samai nipa no na ye de camera esi eso etwa aba beto online say me nyansa me feel say ekoba ne sa then it doesn't look as if say etne ene ye hwehwe na mum power bi na ye kire pe me knowledge no because obi aye bone na say okọ frena asama ne se bra na me no wonkasa pepepe but to make it public na nkofon enchire no and then also the people that came out and they're talking, it looks as if say stand will be agena making it look like ye person bully way, which I don't really think say it is very okay. I don't think say man the motive behind it no. So
Madam Nyabutre, Nana him answer question we answer. What
okay.
Nana Mpacho Wadaruma.
Mpacho question I'm sorry.
Won't say Nana and a refi question.
Okay, my membusa and short one. My question a two. Back when me busa and say what if say Abusuapanin he actually did all this.
I guess okay. That I know dear I'm not in a position to say because I am not let me make this clear. Say I am not speaking as the mouthpiece for Nungwa traditional area and I say speaking for the Bobu Lomo. I am just somebody who follows the show and I felt the need to add my voice.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not in a position to know that. Mm-hmm.
The second question was if Nipani invite na mode mana me feel say but is it okay for people to make it public? Say yakwa samai
I got that one.
Okay, then that was
I will say it's not okay, but one thing we should understand is that social media has come to stay with us. It's like a new dispensation altogether where everything is centered around social media. I don't mean who took the video, whether in microphone or mobile, but definitely it was them because they were coming on an assignment. I know you can present a social media video and ABB as evidence even in court. So social media, no, as much as we can say, oh, it wasn't the right thing, but you can't stop them from people from pulling their phones and turning on their cameras. And it's something that Rebecca says is not right, but they will not stop. And that's how the way the world has gotten to you all over. Obi will cry, yes, every video of Nipana. Basically, that's what I think. It's not right if you ask me, but these things have come to stay. Whether the person had an agenda or wanted to prove somewhere, say na wako court na court clerk say one you be amount or the court. Let's say you have a land and I'll do be a court and I'll be a encroaching court. The court clerk no or the injunction notice and now whatever the court say on the court or the court somewhere on the land. Now we trap picture. And as a video, no, they are sending. Wow, they are sending courts. Say this is the evidence. It could be something like that, but it's not the right thing though. But as it is, we can't control such things.
Na nyamisha opa yebefa tiefo e wosoro ha sei na afede yamana nanso akogina home ade asapa ti na nabra one ye kasa memete sande madua bi ase na meji information pa ne adisua braben pacho wo question ho na manembra
nana hima ye chiao
mejosa
media metna akra kakra mini wa akra na media groko besi kama mi media groko
Oye gamashi the one in the na wo gamashi ankasa
media groko collego no nyina na media minim ne se sabi so bi wona se kosi ni pani mpo sa wodo mi pone de ni pane kwa eye wulomo owo council hono mo hwe awodo mi so se